Welcome to Maine Public News Connect, original news stories from Maine Public Radio, airing weekly in Spanish, French, Portuguese, Somali, and English. I'm your host, Ari Snider. Today is Friday, January 13th, and here are the week's top stories. The Maine legislature last week passed an emergency heating and housing assistance spending package aimed at helping Maine residents through the winter. The legislation was signed into law by Governor Janet Mills and will send $450 checks to nearly 1 million residents. The checks are intended to help offset the high cost of heating oil and electricity. The checks will automatically be sent to individuals making less than $100,000 per year and couples making less than $200,000. They could start arriving later this month. Governor Janet Mills took the oath of office for a second term last week, and she used her inaugural speech to highlight her priorities for the next 4 years. Some of the goals include addressing climate change, the state's affordable housing shortage, and the opioid overdose crisis. Mills, a Democrat, begins her term with her party in control of both chambers of the state legislature, which could help achieve her policy goals. But during her first term, Mills clashed with her own party at times, including on issues relating to sovereignty for Maine's Native American tribes. President Joe Biden released a new set of rules making it more difficult for people from certain countries to seek asylum at the southern border, and expanding a way to apply for asylum from outside the United States. Individuals from Nicaragua, Venezuela, Cuba, and Haiti will no longer be able to apply for asylum at the border. Instead, the Biden administration is encouraging people to apply for asylum from their home country using the online application CBP-1. In Maine, the Immigrant Legal Advocacy Project criticized the new rules, saying it undermines the legal right to asylum and could force people to take more dangerous routes to get to the United States. Meanwhile, several housing projects are underway across southern Maine that will provide affordable housing for asylum seekers. One project in Brunswick will create 60 units for asylum seeker families. Funding for rental assistance will be provided by Maine's Housing Authority. In South Portland, another development with 52 units is expected to be ready as soon as the end of the month. Currently, hundreds of asylum seekers are living in motels as temporary shelter, primarily in southern Maine. This has been Maine Public News Connect. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Maine Public News Connect partners with wonderful groups across Maine committed to providing access to important news and information for all. We'd especially like to recognize the Maine Immigrants Rights Coalition, PresentMaine, the Congolese and Angolan communities of Maine, Amjambo Africa, Catholic Charities of Maine, the Greater Portland Immigrant Welcome Center, Portland Adult Education, the Portland Office of Economic Opportunity, ProsperityME, the Maine Health Access Foundation, and the Maine Humanities Council for their support and efforts. Maine Public News Connect has been made possible by individual supporters, businesses, and foundations from across Maine, and especially by Seaport Credit Union, Hannaford Supermarkets, IDEX, Koo and Patricia Ewan, Maine Housing, and the Samuel L. Cohen Foundation. Thank you for your significant support. Maine Public News Connect is made possible by Koo and Patricia Ewan, committed to bridging cultural differences in our communities.
Juntos. Ensemble.
Warajir.
Junto.
Seaport Credit Union. Together.
At Maine Housing, home is comfort. Home is key. Maine Housing is here to help make homes warmer, safer, and more affordable for Mainers. Visit mainehousing.org for a full list of services.
Hannaford Supermarkets, celebrating the diversity of its employees, customers, and communities, and committed to fostering a welcoming environment. Together, they're greater than groceries. Learn more at hannaford.com.
If you would like to support this project, please contact Corey Morrissey at 207-232-0241.